Good morning. The question for today is, what would you do if you saw someone sitting in a restaurant all by themselves? What would you think of that person? What would you do? That's the question for today. Good morning. Welcome back to the forest. I'm glad y'all are here. I appreciate your patience. It took me a little while to post some stuff because I've changed a few things, got this little microphone, listened back to the old video. It's kind of funky. But anyway, so I think I finally got it set for us. So with that restaurant scenario, the person who was sitting alone was actually me. I had a long day. I was tired. I'd been around a lot of people and I just wanted to go and relax. Like I've mentioned, I'm an introvert, being around a lot of people, wonderful people, but it just takes a lot of energy from me. So I go to this restaurant. I'm sitting by myself. It's a really nice restaurant, but I'm sitting on the outside area. I'm perfectly fine going by myself. As an introvert, doesn't bother me one bit. But there were a lot of people there. And at the end of my meal, actually at the end of someone else's meal, there was a group of people a little bit older than me, and they're walking out, and a woman walks up to me, and she says to me, I hope you have a great night. Just wanted to say that. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm having a great night. And I could kind of sense that she felt weird about seeing me by myself, you know. And I said, I've had a long day. I'm glad to just be out and be by myself and enjoying this nice restaurant. And she's like, oh, well, good. I'm glad to hear that. She said, I felt sorry for you. And I just wanted to come by and say hello. So I felt really touched that she took the time to do that. And so the moral of the story for today is compassion. I feel like she had compassion for me. And I asked AI, I was like, describe compassion in 3 words. And it said empathy in motion. And I think that's really important. The lady didn't just see me and she says she felt sorry for him, but I think what she meant was she could imagine what it was like for me. And for her, that'd be difficult to do, sit there by herself eating at a restaurant. So in a way, I learned a lesson in that I feel like compassion maybe is a two-step process. One, she felt for me, and then she took action. Empathy and action. I really like that. And the next morning, I was in a rush to get through the store. I was going up to Target, and there was someone kind of walking by me. And you know how when you get in a rush, my initial thought was, oh, I've got to hurry up faster so I can get through the door faster. I don't want to wait for the slow person. And then I thought about how that person must feel. And they probably weren't thinking about me, but I was thinking about, like, what would it be like if someone cut me off like that? So that was the empathy. And then what I did, slowed down. I opened up the door for the person, let the person in first. And that was the action part. I thought about how the person felt, and then I took action, just like that lady. So I encourage you today to notice the people around you. Think about how they're feeling, and then think about if there's any sort of small act of kindness you can perform, whether it's, saying, hi, how are you today, if they look stressed, whatever. It's okay if it's a stranger. You're giving out good vibes to other people, and I think that helps us feel better. I think in the end, we end up feeling better also because we're sharing that with other people. I felt better holding the door open for the person, not being a jerk for rushing in and cutting them off. Letting people in traffic, all sorts of little acts of kindness, because it doesn't just make them feel better, it makes us feel better. We're making the world a better place by doing that. So think about that today, compassion, how it is empathy in action, and the folks that you can be kind to today to make the world a better place. So I appreciate your all's attention today. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad this is working. I'm glad for all the new subscribers. If you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. It lets YouTube know who to send these videos to. And of course, as always, I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.